welcome to this tutorial. Today we will be looking at permissions, and first of all just set up the splash screen. Go to the splash screen XML file and just uh, select this hello world and press the delete button and just delete it. There we go. Next, what we need to do is to add an image view here, like this. Drag and drop an image view and make sure that you drop it in center. For example, no, if you I drag it over here, there is no line. When I bring it in the center, you can see a horizontal and a vertical line. This shows that the image view is in center. So just place it here like this. Now it will ask for source. For example, for now I haven't added any kind of uh, image here. So first of all, I'm going to select this launcher, for example, for now here, and there we go. So in order to make it to the center, create uh, 4 connections, this type, this way, and then this way. Now it's center in horizontal, and now make its vertical connections like this. There we go. uh, what we need to do is to add the image which you want as an as a logo of your app. You should have that in this drawable folder. For example, I'm going to drag and drop one image here. I'm going to my explorer, and from here go to OneDrive. I have here player assets, and I will be selecting this one. Just copy this, for example, like this. Copy it and select this drawable folder and Control V for pasting, and make sure to paste in drawable folder, not v24 drawable, and rename it. For example, I have named it blue launcher icon. Press OK, and now go to the text here down bottom at the bottom, and go to the source of this. There we go, src compat. From here just change it to the name of the image we have just imported, blue launcher icon underscore, and make sure to change this map to drawable. This @drawable will access this drawable folder, and the blue launcher icon will access this launcher icon. Now if you again go to the design part, here we go, we have got the image. Now as you can see, it is showing on the whole screen, but we don't require this. We want just a little image in the center of the screen. In order to do that, just change its width from wrap content to whatever the width you want. Wrap content is that it takes the size of image which you are importing. If you see here, for example, here go to properties, there we go, properties, and next you can go to details part, and you can see it's 512 by 512 image. So it is taking 512 by 512 on the screen. In order to change it to require one, and for example I'm changing it to 100 by 100. So just change it right here, 100 by 100. Alright, perfect. No, this is showing some error. Just click on it. Render problem, it sometimes occurs. Just by refreshing the layout it goes away. Alright, so we have set it up our layout for splash screen. Next we need to, when this screen will be launched, you might have seen that there is this action bar up top on which video player is written, is hidden whenever you launch splash screen. In order to do that, what we need to do is to, on top of it, just do one thing. set window. It's not actually the set window, it's actually request window feature. Request window feature, and just hit the caps lock and type here no title. No title. Window dot no title. Window will be W will be window dot caps lock and no title. Feature no title. Like this, it's like a flag. And next what you need to do is to the next you need to do is to get window dot get window dot set flags window manager dot layout params dot full screen flag full screen, and just copy it and give a comma here and paste it again. Oh, but I've got this Control Z and Control C. Control V. Here we go. Now we have set up that if you run the project, it will be perfectly all right. And now what we next we are going to do is to set up the permissions. For that, just create a function called check permission, public void public boolean check permission. And here you need to check is actually we need to get right external storage permission in order to access the videos from external storage, and we will be also performing delete operation. For that we need right external storage permission. If we get the right external permission, then it automatically gives read external permission with it, so we don't need to get read external storage permission. For that, first of all, get there and uses permission here and type in right external storage. Right external storage, just select this one. This line of code gives the permission before marshmallow, but after marshmallow the permissions are changed. We need to get the permissions at runtime. For that, I'm going to create here a function. First of all, in this function I will check if it is marshmallow or the operating system. After that, then we will request the permissions at runtime. Otherwise we will not request the permission at runtime. So I'm going for that. If SDK version in capital SDK dot yeah, just press alt enter dot version SDK caps lock SDK underscore int, this one is greater than 23. If so, that means that it is greater than marshmallow, or it is greater than lollipop, or it is marshmallow, and behind that, for example, Android 7 and 8. So for that I will be checking the permission if I have the permission or not. For that I will call a function check self permission, and in string I will give external storage permission. Right, just type in capital external storage external storage permission. Just type android dot manifest os dot manifest android dot manifest m in capital manifest dot permission dot, from here just write external storage, just remove this permission here, and here we go, we have selected that. Check self permission, we need to check this, that if it is granted or not. For that I'm going to have if statement here. If check self permission is equal to permission granted, then the permission is granted. You could do anything. If you want to access the storage, you are good to access now. Permission granted. But if not granted, you need to request that permission. So for that I'm going to call a function called request permission, and create a new string array here, and inside type in the same one which we have typed here, like so there. Alright. I think it needs to be found string required int, so just type it again, write external storage. Actually we could not remember this, we just type in and check the from suggestions that what we are going to call, because everything couldn't be remembered. Just type in manifest dot permission dot write external storage. Storage permission, and it was alright. I think we need to have a request code here. For that I'm going to create a variable here, static final int request code is equal to 1, and pass it here, request code is equal to 1. Now it is showing some error here. I'm just going to, there we go, wrap with it. Alright, just alt enter and it will insert this line, integer dot passing. Perfect. So this will request the permission. First of all, we are checking if Android is after Android version is after the lollipop, then we'll check if the permission is granted, then alright. If not granted, if granted, return true. I think we don't need to return anything, so just make it white here. So if not granted, just request permission. Alright, now what we need to do is, again we need to check the result of this call. For example, we have called that we are required this permission, but now it's time to check what the user does. Did he granted the permission or he denied? For that there is a function that is already written in this app compat activity. We need to just call that function, override that function, and that function is result, permission result, something like that, permission result, on request permission result right here. So we need to just click press enter, here we go, And next what we need to do is just to check that if the permission is granted or not. For that, if permissions of 0 is equal to permission is equal to permission granted, permission granted. Here we need to do is permission equals permission granted, this one right here, package manager dot permission granted. So we need to type in just that, and I think we have done something wrong. This just change this with grant results so that we can get the result. Sorry for the mistake. So here we go. Next, if the grant result of 0 is equal to package manager dot permission granted, and request code is equal to this dot request or request code, which is slash. We can access that by using the class dot request code, because it's a static variable. If it return the request code what we have provided to it, both are equal, and the grant results of 0 is equal to permission granted, then this means that permission is granted. So we can move on with our code. Else permission isn't granted, user had denied the permission. So what we need to do is just to explain him that this is required, other than this our player will not work, because it wouldn't be able to access the video. So how this could work? So for that I'm going to create a function here, show details, I guess, show details. For example, public void main, public show details, and in here what we need to do is to create a dialog. For that I will be using dialog here. Which dialog? Alert builder dot dialog, alert builder, alert dialog dot builder is equal to new alert dialog dot, and inside this constructor you need to pass it this. Make sure to pass it this. Don't pass it that get application context, because this context is the application context, not the class context. It needs class context. For that I'm going to pass it this. Alright, next what we need to do is to get builder dot create. We need to have alright, what we need to do is builder dot set title. What will be the title of it? For example, I'm going to set write storage write permission, and next what we need to do is to type in, for example, dot set message, and the message will be, for example, this permission is necessary to access the videos on this device. Hope you understand. Please give this permission to move forward with the app. Alright, dot set positive button. For example, we'll set new positive button. It's not positive button here, so will be android dot r dot string dot positive button. Okay, I guess okay button. Alright, and the next parameter will be dialog dot on click listener. Click listener here. It will be with new keyword. New. Alright, here we go. So this is the positive. When the user will press the OK button, this function will be called. And when this function will be called, we are going to again request this permission, so that we can again take the permission. Else we need to have another button here, that will be the negative button, that if user don't want to move forward with our app, he could cancel it. So for that I'm going there, dot set, just press here negative button, just change it to negative button, set negative, here I guess E. Spelling seems okay, no problem. Just here make it cancel, and just remove this one. Cannot resolve method. What's the problem here? First problem is that it is a static method, so that we need to, what is the problem here, surround with int. Alright, if it is after or equal to marshmallow, then we could call this, and here I need to do this, for example, and here we can do this builder dot. What is actually the problem here? So let me call it again, set negative button. No, it's alright, I don't know what was it. Oh, the spelling was wrong. Alright. So if this we just finish, call the finish method, it will end this activity and the app will close. App will close. Now everything is set up. What we need to do is builder.create, and here we go, our method will be shown, and we need to call this method over here. You will be wondering that what happens if we requested the permission. After we requested the permission, when the user will give its result, on request permission result method will again be called, and it will again check if the permission is granted. Then alright, we will move on the code. If not, then it will show the details again. It will keep on showing until he cancels the that dialog. Alright, so we are having some error, but where what is this error? Expected this, but where? It's a comment. Why it is asking for that? Alright, so perfect, we are done with this lecture. Just we need to run this project. For that I'm going to run my emulator here. And I'm going to run Nexus 5X as usual, because it's a bit lighter, because any Android version which was before and after the Android version that comes is a bit loaded than the previous version. So the previous version I'm using that because it will run fast, It's a virtual device, it could take more time to load. For that I'm using Android 4. You can use anyone if you want. It is continuing from the previous its previous place, so it has run the project which was made by us in the previous video. So again it will build this project and rerun it again. So Gradle build is running, as you can see down there. So I'm waiting for to complete it. Alright, it has come up with an error, you can see here. So what we need to do in order to clear this error is, you can see activity splash screen .xml. it is in the layout file, so just click on it. Here we go. What we have done wrong is we haven't given it a unit, for example DP, device independent pixels. So I'm going for that. You can also give it DIP, it is same. So in order to write it in short, we use DP. Alright, so rerun the project again. One thing which I realized after running this project is that I'm not running it on Android prior the lollipop, on which this permission which we have written in this splash screen will be launched. So in order to let's first check it on 4 Android 4 that it say what it does. After this, in order to check that the permission is granted, what I'm going to do is set a message that we can check that the permission is already granted. For example, like this. Here I'm going to set toast.make text and get application context here, comma, what you want to set the message. For example, permission granted and comma toast dot length. It will be short, or you may give it long dot show. Just copy it and paste it. Make an else function here and paste it here, because if Android version is less than 23, then the permission is already granted, because it is granted right here in the manifest file. Alright, so for that I'm doing this, and one thing I will be doing is that just copy this one and replace with this one. This is more secure. Alright, perfect. For that I'm going to run this project again. It is showing some error because the project is not rendered correctly, so I'm going to rerun it again. Project is going to launch, and here you can see the previous project is closed by Android Studio, and it will be launching this one very soon. There we go, it is going to launch this one right here, and as you can see the video paired action bar isn't gone here, and it hasn't requested any permission, and most importantly it doesn't display this one that the permission is granted. So we haven't actually called this function checkself, so we need to call it here. There, check self permission. And also what we need to do is to, after this, just call a function get support action bar dot hide, so that the action bar which is right there will be hidden. And just wrap this all up with a try catch block, so that if any exception occurs we can check that. If some error goes there, that will be displayed. Also we are going to make it in a toast on error. For example, we can do this like so, and here can do is e.toString. Alright, the exception in format of string will be printed here. So run it again. Project will be launching shortly. It will take some time to build the project. As I'm recording, so it gets a bit slower while you are recording, otherwise it's very fast process. And here we go, Gradle build is completed and it is going to launch it. Oh, you can see there it was written that permission granted in the bottom when I launched. Okay, I'm going to show you again. Just first of all, just close this all of these applications and go to the main menu and run from here our application. What was the name? Video play. Launch it again and you should see there it was permission granted. Alright, perfect. So now just close this emulator and I'm going to run emulator with marshmallow or Oreo or something like that, so that we can see the I'm going to run the emulator with API 25 so that I could check that the runtime permissions are working correctly, and if I deny the permission then what happens. So it is loading state. Alright, project will be launching soon. As you can see here, it is installing APK and then it will be launching the activity for this. Now it's going to launch the activity. As you can see in the bottom, it is launching activity, and here we go. Our project is going to be launched shortly, and let's wait for it to get launched. And one thing that I'm noticing is that this action bar isn't hidden yet. I'll see that what's the problem here, but also that this permission window isn't open. So I'm going to check it again. It comes to check self permission equals to marshmallow or greater than, go for this, else this. What's wrong? Let's check into this if some exception is occurring, so that we can check that. Here we go. There is some exception that I guess occurred. What was it? not giving any information about the error. So what we can do is just for now don't call this function because it is causing exceptions and it is not working perfectly. Alright, let's check it again. But it does. The code seems perfectly alright, but I don't know what's wrong with it. So one thing we need to check is alright, publicly static fundamental and press enter. It is going to launch it again. I don't know what happened with it, why it is causing some errors, so let's check it out. Alright, it is going to launch it again. Let's check it out. Installing APK and launching activity. Here we go, but again it hasn't went. I think what I'm doing here integer.parsing. This is a bit of problem. So let's just don't call this request permission. Just call activity compat dot request permission. Activity compat dot request permission, because this method isn't compatible with all versions of Android, so that's why it is causing problems. And remove this wrapping thing. And one other thing we need to have is context here. For that I'm going for this activity, and again it is showing here we have done it in the wrong manner. It should be like this. Alright, and now it is having some error here. First argument required app.activity, so let's call get application context here. Application context here. No, then what? Then just call get context here. There is call splash screen dot this, something like this. Alright, so just what we need to do is just copy this and paste it right here. Again, wherever we are requesting the permission, we need to change that. So now launch it again and see what happens. If you are a programmer, these errors are a part of your life. That everything couldn't be remembered, so you forget some things. For that you need to look at the things again. And the thing that is very important in this development process is that you search for the errors. What error is causing the problem? For example, I have encountered this problem. What I would have done is that to go to the Google and just type how to take external storage write permission. Alright, and then you check the code from here and you can copy and paste. There is nothing wrong with copy and paste. You are a programmer for a reason. Just use the already written code. Why we are creating the code again and again? Just use that code, and with that code just make new things and new and exciting things. I always like to learn Android with creating some projects like this, so that I could learn the whole process of development. And finally our project is going to be launched, and here we go. It is asking all video player to allow video player to access photos, media and files. If I allow it, all right, permission granted here. So let's rerun it again, and I'm going to deny it. Let's see what happens then. And just close everything from here, and go to again the main menu and launch it again, the video player. And from here I'm going to deny the permission to check that. I think I have launched the wrong one. Oh, it has the permission now, so it is not going to launch it again, I guess. No, there is another video player down there. Just I'm going to run it again. No. So how I can come to that state again, because the permission is allowed now, so it is not going to ask for permission. So what to do, I'm going to rerun the project from here. There we go. Now on flight will ask for permissions again, and here we go. It is launching. It is not asking, so we have to manually disable that permission. For that, just go to its settings, and go to settings. There we go. Settings are there, and go to apps. Here you can look for apps or application manager. Where are apps? There we go. There are apps, and inside apps you need to look for video player. I'm going to look for that. There we go. Just click on it, and check its permissions here. You can see it is granted storage permission. So what we need to do is to disable it, to let it check again for the permission. Alright, so we need to close this app again and rerun it again. Rerun it from here, video play. There we go. It is asking for deny. Let's deny it. I've denied it, and surprisingly that no dialogue is there. So what we need to do is check it again, what went wrong with it. So let's do it again. Errors are part of life. They occur everywhere. They don't spare you. So it should have gone there. If it should have gone there, then it should have created this. So I'm going to change this one again. Main activity, not main, splash screen. Like this. Everything. I think what I have done wrong is builder. I haven't called this function builder.show. It is creating the dialog, but it is not showing that. Surprisingly, I forget. So rerun it again. couple of reruns. That's just that happens while you are developing. Let's see how it goes again. It's going to be launched shortly. Here we go, it is launched. Just deny it. Alright, as you can see, this is the title what we have given it to it. For example, we can see here that storage right permission, and then this permission is necessary. If you cancel it, it will close the app. If you give it OK, for example, I'm going to give it OK, then it is launching again the permissions window. If I still deny, it will go back to that, and if I cancel it, it will close the app. It should close the app, but surprisingly it has closed. Alright, perfect. So if you allow, it will we can move forward. So thanks for watching this video. In the next video we will collect all the paths and collect the data for all the videos in the device. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. I'll see you in the next tutorial.